What's up, everyone? John here, getting ready for the Arnold Classic Amateur 2025. So we did the Arnold Amateur in 2023 and we won the super heavyweight class, went to pose down for the overall and just barely lost it. So, you know, they only gave out one pro card overall. So we're battling for it. So it was a great competition, great show. And we're going again, take the whole thing this time. So with the backing of Troponin supplements from Justin Harris, we're gonna do it. So today, we're doing back workout. And if you guys have followed me at all, or know a little bit of my history, I was an all-time world record holder in the 242-pound weight class in powerlifting. Lifted single ply gear, some multi, raw with wraps, I did it all. So some of my training is, you know, a lot of control. There are some machines in there, movement, stretch, contraction, full range of motion, but there are some compound movements. And for me personally, I feel like I get the most out of those. So that being said, hopefully you guys can join me today and check out this training footage. And if you get something from it, you know, hopefully you can implement it into your own stuff. But come along, let's do it. Always like to warm up a little bit. Pull downs, I always do some sort of pull down variation. I get pretty tight in my lats and my teres that sort of come up into the armpit, up through here. So I always have to make sure that I hit sort of a pull down variation before I get going. Otherwise you have a chance of pulling things, so. A little heavier. Full stretch, a squeeze. All right, guys, so you know, if you're training, obviously you understand Krebs cycle, how body uses different parts of, you know, your macronutrients for energy. And so right here I've got field rations. This is by Troponin. This is one of our, probably our breadwinner at this point. It's got highly branched cyclic dextrin, right? And that's been around the market, I think at least like 10 years now. I remember hearing whispers about it in 2015, 2014, something around there. But it's, you know, the high absorption rate, high digestibility. It goes, you know, very fast. Let's just say when you drink it, it's being absorbed very fast. So essential amino acids, BCAAs in here, highly branched cyclic dextrin. I mean, at this point, you want something that keeps you, especially in a prep, that's gonna keep you anabolic, right? The worst thing to do is to train for too long, you know, and become catabolic. We don't want to break down muscle, we want to build muscle. So, you know, between the EAAs and BCAAs, building blocks of protein and making sure that we stay catabolic, especially with the fast digesting carbs. So this is literally what I go to. And the way we made this product with the amount in there, I'll do 1 scoop on a normal training day. And on my high carbohydrate day, like a leg day, I will do 2 scoops. That's about, I think, 50 grams protein. 50 grams of carbs, forgive me. And so about 25 grams of carbs normally, normal training day. If we have to, we'll pull it, but really we just run this thing all the way through. Keeps us, you know, a little pumped during our workouts and focused and able to push decent weight so that we're not crashing or going hypo. You know, there's a problem sometimes. You get a little hypo during your training, especially while you're going prep. So this will help prevent that as well. So this is what I use. see how it goes, just see how it feels today. Just go from there. Man, the knurling on this bar is crazy. Let's go double overhand for pulling, simply because less bicep strain. When I was powerlifting, I did over-under. So right hand was over, left hand was under. I wasn't as big as I was now, so I didn't feel as much. I was a little bit more flexible. And now, just for safety precautions, you know, double overhand. Use the straps, be safe. So every week I either do a heavy deadlift or heavy stiff leg. I go back and forth between both of them, because with stiff legs I'm working a little more glutes, hamstrings, lower back. With the deadlift, sometimes I'm working a little bit more traps, a little bit more upper back. You're still working the lower back, but not to as much a degree as you are with stiff legs. So I like to switch them up, really get that density and the Christmas tree, as they say, coming through. So moving on. We got our normal hammer strength, and this machine right here actually allows for you to pull sort of at an upward angle. And I know all the science bros online, single arm and this and that. I find that just doing a double arm takes a lot of control, and it's a little bit harder than doing a single arm. You can sort of load single arm up, you can sort of stabilize yourself. If you're doing double arm, it's hard to stabilize. You're really making that muscle work. So we'll do double arm here, and sort of this lat row, and get a full stretch and full squeeze. All right, going up on that one. Make this one count. Yep. Go. Yep. So last set here, we are gonna do pretty much, I like to focus on the scapular stretch and retraction and really build sort of that upper middle trap area, the middle of the back. And so there's going to be, I'm not gonna go full range. It's more just gonna be keeping that tension on that middle back. And so you see what I'm talking about right here. Try to knock out as many as we can. moving on, moving on. Worked up to a little heavy single on deadlift, and then we did a drop down set, 500 for 12. And so, like I said, you know, we're sort of gonna go stiff leg work, deadlift work, and flip it off every other week. So that way we don't get too burnt out. On the stiff leg, obviously, we can't go as heavy as a normal deadlift. I think the most I've done stiff leg is like 500 for 12 or something. So similar to what I did on deadlift, but I'd like to get my deadlift back up higher. So the stiff leg, we won't go much above 500. It's just too much risk of injury, especially for taller guys. I'm 5'11", so right under 6 feet. And, you know, we do stiff legs for 600, which I have done before. It's just the risk of injury is too high. So no one asks you what you deadlift on the platform. So that's how. So now we're doing our T-bar rows, a little bit wider. Sometimes people will use a pull down handle, a V-grip. For me, because of how wide my shoulders are, I don't feel like I'm getting that activation the way I need to. It's more of a bicep, right, at that point. So what we have is another extension of a handle. And so I can go a little bit wider, use my natural range of motion, and really hit that density in the back. So that's what we're gonna do with this last set. Do little drop sets here. One more. Hard to breathe. Okay. All right, so the one piece of equipment that we are getting in here at Southside Barbell, the Pullover, right? So the lat pullover, made pretty much famous by Dorian when he was training in his dungeon. And so what we do to improvise, you can usually use straps like this, you can use a straight bar, you can use a rope, tricep rope, but we've stuck to using sort of the rope handles like this. And so this one's pretty stiff. And what we found is, we just got these in the other day, there's actually a little bit of stretch to it. So it forces you really to activate. And a lot of people talk about activation and, you know, this much percentage more. I couldn't tell you how much more percentage activation you get, but I feel it. And the pumps are greater. It makes the intensity of the workout harder. And on top of that, you know you're working it right when you're controlling and the same amount of weight feels 10 times heavier. So instead of doing the stiff, the handles right there, the rope handles, we're gonna do more of this stretchy handle, like so. Good squeeze in the bottom, stretch. Come on. Okay. Oh, now that, finishing that final rep right there, it gets pretty hard pretty fast. Pause. But yeah, it's I like these a little bit more. Like I say, anytime I can take an exercise and control it, use the right range of motion, contraction, stretching, and it becomes harder, I know I'm doing something right. All right, here goes last set. And make them all count. Yep. 2. Cool drop set. Oh. Good. Arms are losing it at this point. Try to focus on that lower back to pull. Gosh. You know, I'm not the type of guy that can dumbbell curl 30 pounds and get bigger. That's just not my physique. It's not who I am. By the time, let's see, I started lifting at 15, like serious lifting. In 1 year, I was benching 315, weighing 150 pounds. Completely natural, no training. I mean, at that time, there was no coaches, no training, no online, nothing. So it was just, hey, go in there and bench press. And 315 was in a year, and weighed 150 pounds. And, you know, so that was sort of how I realized I get stronger a little bit quicker than putting on muscle. So I have to adjust my training for that. If someone tells you, hey, this is how you do it, this is how it's done, you have to do it like this, you need to walk away from them, because at the end of the day, we all have different leverages, different body types, different makeup of fast twitch and slow twitch muscle fibers, different bone density, you know, different intensity up here as well. So some people can handle a little bit more, some people handle a little bit less, but it doesn't mean you're right or wrong. You just got to figure out what works for you. All right, everyone, if you made it through the whole thing, thank you, appreciate it. We're gonna be releasing more and more videos as we do our prep for the Arnold Classic Amateur 2025. Looking forward to it. At the end of the day, you know, we're coming in maybe 20 pounds heavier from when we won it before. And we're gonna replicate our condition, our best ever condition we brought in Toronto this year. So, where we got a second place, a close finish. So we're excited. Justin and I are really excited. Big shout out to Skylar filming. And we're gonna be putting these together for you guys. Pretty much go through back, chest, the whole nine. Throw some fun videos. We're gonna do a day in the life as well. Sort of see what it takes when you're competing at an open level and trying to turn pro. You know, there's a lot of times where, you know, good things happen and tough things happen, and you have to work through that. So we're gonna be bringing it to you guys raw and unfiltered. Sponsored, of course, by Troponin supplements. Super thankful for them. You know, the high quality products, and they're supporting me through this whole journey. So thankful, Justin, his whole family. And, you know, stay tuned, guys, because we're going to be bringing you more. If there's anything else you want to see or any topics you want us to touch on or film, just let us know. You can drop it down in the comments, or, you know, wherever you want, DMs or whatnot. So keep us updated, and we'll see you guys next time.